This is the third video in a series of mini reviews about some small purchases that I made through AliExpress. If you have a bike with integrated cables, that is, the cables either go through the handlebars, the frame, or both, then it might be worth knowing about these. As you can see in this video, if you have one of those frames with the integrated cables, then routing either the gear cables, brake cables, or brake hoses can be quite time consuming, if not a little frustrating. The same is true if you have to recable the bike, and this little device is there to help you do that. It's there to go between the old hose, which you can see here simulated on my right, and the new hose on the left. So what you do is you put this between the two hoses, and then you use something, I'm using an Allen key, to screw this into the end of the hoses like so. That joins the old hose and the new hose together, so that when you pull the old hose through the frame, it will pull the new hose behind it. Yeah, it's an ingenious little device that could save you hours of frustration. One of the scenarios might be that you want to convert your bike from a mechanical cable, and this is the outer shown here on the right, to a hydraulic setup, which is shown here on the left. But will this device work for threading a new brake hose and pulling it behind an old brake outer cable? As before, I push that into the end of the brake hose, and the other end will go into the brake cable. Now, the cable that I'm showing here is a so-called compressionless cable. It has a PTFE liner in, as well as this plastic outer casing. Seems to be working so far. Okay, I'll give it a bit of a tug. I think the answer is it doesn't work that well. One way of reinforcing this is to put a metal ferrule over the end of the cable. However, you may need to open up the hole in the end in order for this little device to fit in there. I have opened this one up a little bit. Now let's see if it works better. Seems to be working okay so far. Okay, so now I've connected the new brake hose on the left to the old compressionless brake cable on the right. I'm going to give that a tug and see whether it pulls apart. No, I can feel it coming apart now. So I'm putting quite a bit of force on that, so I think if you were careful and you ease the hose through by pushing it as well as pulling on the brake cable, then I think that would probably work. That is, providing this ferrule will fit through the holes in the frame. Will it work with a non-compressionless brake cable? So now it's connected a ordinary brake hose on the left here to a spiral wound brake cable, and I'll give that a tug, pulling that quite hard, and it's not moving. So I think with this spiral wound cable connected to a brake hose and you're trying to pull that through the frame, that should work just fine. One of the big questions I have about this little device is, will it go around some of the tight bends that you get inside a fully integrated frame? And for that, I'm just going to try and bend this and see what happens. I think that would probably go round the bottom bracket. I'm a bit less certain about whether you would get it round some of the tight bends, particularly underneath the stem area. But you can get around that by removing the stem. So overall, I think this will probably work fairly well in most cases. I bought a set of 5 of these for £2.21. Considering the amount of time and effort it could save you, I don't think that's a lot to pay. I'll put a link to where I bought these in the description. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more tips, tricks and little devices like this, please consider subscribing. From me until the next video, it's goodbye.